If you have never lived in Face Me I Slap You compound before, then you have truly missed one of life's greatest sufferings. Oh, sorry, I mean one of life's greatest experience. An experience that you would so love to have. The day I will never forget started with a bucket fight that could have made it to CNN. It was 5:15 a.m. and the place was turned dark, but people were already lined up in the bedroom as if they were queuing for government rice just to take their bath. And this particular morning, it seems as if the devil himself have decided to host morning devotion in our compound. It started about 5:15 a.m. and the first cock have not even finished crowing when shouts started coming out from the bedroom. Na lie, na my turn to bath. Me will drop water here since 4 a.m. Before I could even open my eyes to see what was happening, I heard another scream. Now your papa get this bedroom? The next thing I heard was, Musa, a plastic bucket have landed directly on someone's head and there was bloodshed everywhere. And that was how our morning used to start, with coerce, insult, and sometimes bloodshed. Our compound wasn't your regular face me, I face you compound. Ours was face me, I slap you. Because the slap aspect has a way of resetting one's memory. It had 20 rooms with just 2 bedrooms and 2 toilets. And one of the bedrooms have already broken, and the other one was permanently occupied. We live in Sabongari in the ancient city of Kano, and if you ever pass there, that area, you will know that peace did not live there. It have packed its bags and leave ever since one could even thought of it. And the bedroom were so busy that if you not wake up early to take your bath, just forget about it. It's either you go to work late or your children even misses school that very day. People used to book for that bedroom as if they were Nigeria airline tickets. They will have to fetch their water early enough and to keep it on the queue and go back to their room to continue with their cooking or ironing their clothes. And when it was their turn to bath, they will run out to come and bath. And that was how most of the morning fights started. We had all kinds of people in this compound. Those who claim that they are richer than others, and those who think that they eat better food than others. But one thing they forget was that they were paying the same house rent. And there's this particular woman named Mommy Ayo. She was a tough Yoruba woman with 7 children. She cooked with confidence, and any little thing she correct, she was always ready to fight. Her youngest son Ayo was very skinny, but one thing about Ayo was that he had big dreams and he had a very sharp mouth. He will always say things like, one day I will live in my own house with 20 bedrooms and 20 toilets. Poverty will ever regret ever doing this to me and my family. And we used to laugh about it because in that compound, dreaming big was like playing Ludo game with the weed. The next door to them was Mr. Okafor, a bachelor who believed that every little misfortune that happened to him was caused by a witch. If his food got spoiled, he would blame the witches. If his slippers got missing inside his room, he would say it is witch. He even blamed the witch for being the cause of his singleness. He once accused a little boy Sunday for being a witch because he sneezed twice during his prayers, and that was how the witchcraft rumor started in our compound. Nobody used to sleep because of Mr. Okafor. By 6 a.m., when the day had fully broken, the fights in the bedroom have turned into a full town hall meeting. Buckets were scattered everywhere. People were shouting using their dialects, some in Yoruba, some Igbo, and some with Hausa, and some even tried to speak English. I just sat on my bed watching through the curtain. I did not even bother to go outside to separate a fight. I did not even have that power because I have seen so many of those dramas that I don't care anymore. Petty revenge was a lifestyle in this compound. You never do somebody something and you go scot-free. And some people have PhD in wickedness. If you quarrel with them or you refuse to borrow them just a salt or Maggie, just expect that your bath water will mysteriously disappear on the queue, or they will leave their bucket in the bedroom to come back and sit in their room doing nothing, just a way of paying back for what you did to them. Living in this compound was like living inside a reality show that nobody wants to stop filming. Every night after a long day at work, and when people are back trying to catch some sleep, that is when some neighbors will put on the I pass my neighbor generator, and they usually put it on at 10 p.m. There were 6 of them in the compound, and they were all competing for the loudest noise. And we had one tenant that intentionally put his generator beside another man's window just because his wife refused to lend his wife's salt last Sunday. Oga Musa, of this your pass my neighbor generator now, we won't sleep. The time now na 11:30 p.m. and we never sleep, Baba Faith said. Without hesitation, Oga Musa replied, if you won't sleep, pack go your village or go rent house for estate. Na my generator, na my fuel I dey use. And before you could even say anything, Oga Musa's wife and her children have come out and started quarreling, saying that the faith was jealous of them because they did not have any generator. But they know it wasn't the only straight thing that this compound was known for. For some reasons, no bachelor who lived here ever gets married. But immediately they pack out of the compound, in less than 3 months, they will get married. Some said it was an old widow who had lived in that compound for 30 years, that she was the cause of the misfortune that was happening in that compound. They called her a witch. Mr. Sule, my wedding got cancelled again though. My guest says she had a dream where an old woman was chasing her with a pistol. So she said she no go do again. What kind of life am I living in this compound? I am tired, Mr. Ojo complained. Haba, you no know, na this compound spirit be that oh. Nobody dey ever fit marry for this compound. But immediately you pack comot, you go marry. See Michael na, immediately he move out of this compound. In less than 3 months, he got married and they are living happily. So, if you really want to get married, leave this compound. Don't say I did not warn you oh, Mr. Sole said holding his ear. At this point, some bachelors started organizing night video in order to kill every spirit of singleness in this compound. Some pastors even stopped visiting because the witches in that compound seems to be more in attendance than their normal Sunday services. This compound wasn't just noisy, it was overcrowded. Inside those tiny rooms, survival was like a full-time job, especially for families that give birth every year like pigs. Some family had many children that bed become a thing of luxury. In a room, you will see where some children are sleeping on the floor, others sleeps under the bed, and some they just lean on the window just to pass the night like Lagos traffic. But in the midst of all of this, we had a communal spirit, even though the compound was a noisy one. If someone cooked jollof rice, the smell alone was enough to make half of the compound people hungry. People would stroll through the corridor pretending to be passing by just to get invited, and most of the time, they were invited. And if you refuse to share your food with anybody, they will gossip about you till the following year. Even though Mommy Ayo was a quarreling type, and despite her 7 children, she was always neat. She was the loudest type, and somehow, she was always right because she was only trying to keep peace in the compound. She trained her kids so well that they respected everything she said, except for Ayo, who was different. Ayo hated poverty with passion. He hated the fact that he has to line up in the bedroom with women. He saw everything, how his mother struggled, how they borrow soap just to take their bath, and sometimes they even have to take their bath with Omo detergent. Paying rent always brings fear to their faces. He will always say, this life ends. If I don't make it, I will sue destiny. We all thought he was just another dreamer because many have said it before, but it never come to pass. We laugh. Time will prove me right. Ayo said, and as such, Ayo withdrew himself from playing football on the street. While others were fighting over the bedroom, Ayo was always inside typing on an old Android phone. He got close to a man in the neighborhood who fixed his phone and repairs laptop. At first, we thought he was wasting his time, but soon he started learning IT repairs and coding. At night, He would borrow a neighbor's Android phone to watch IT tutorials. He learned coding, design, and digital marketing, anything that could pay him. At some point, he started even selling recharge cards. Some neighbors will always mock him, but one thing with Ayo was that he has a resilient spirit. He never gave up. One night, as he sat outside staring at the sky, he said, God, if you truly see me, just one chance, look upon me and show me mercy. And that night, something shifted. Ayo did not sleep that night. He kept on thinking, looking in the sky, praying in his heart. He then started designing flyers for free, coding for small business owners in Kano. And weeks later, one of his clients introduced him to a businessman from Abuja who needed a website for his business. He tested his skills, and Ayo did perfectly from the small Android phone that he has. And the man was so impressed and offered him a full-time job into the IT world. And that was his escape. Ayo moved from Kano to Abuja. He grew in tech, and within few years, he became one of the top IT consultants in his field. About 6 years later, a brand new SUV parked in front of the compound, and a tall, handsome man stepped out, looking clean, sharp, and confident. People were surprised, and for a second, nobody recognized him. It was Mr. Okafor that screamed, "Is that not Ayo?" Mommy Ayo came out shouting, "My son is back!" And she almost fainted on the spot. People ran outside their rooms, shouting, "Ayo, Ayo, 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 don't come back." And Miss and they were all around him. Some were hugging him, and the children went straight to his car, walking around the car and jumping. Ayo did not forget his roots. He came back with boxes full of clothes, shoes, and money. As a way of paying back to his community, he renovated the toilet and the bedroom, painted the house again, and he even built an extra borehole for them. In addition to that, he paid the school fees of some tenant children. She said, "This compound made me. I suffered here, but it gave me the hunger to fight for my future. Ayo, you don't too try for us. See what you do for us," a parent said. Ayo smiled and said, "No forget say, success no sweet if you leave other people behind," and they all burst into laughter. From the dusty streets of Sabongeri to the world of IT, Ayo proved that you can start from anywhere. Your location did not matter. The moral of this story is that even from the noisiest, poorest, and most chaotic place, greatness can still be achieved. You don't have any excuse for not being successful. And sometimes it takes a place like Fix Me and Slap You to teach you how to fight for greatness. Thank you so much for watching this story till the end. Please subscribe to my channel to support my growth and turn on the notification button if you have not done so. And if you're a returning subscriber, I want to say thank you so much for supporting my growth. I really appreciate you. See you in my next video. Bye.